Hey, welcome back to Shelf Centered. Just thought I'd do something different than I've done before, but not different than most booktubers. But I've been watching these tags and I thought I'd get in on the game, especially this one. This one's been a fun one to watch people's videos of, even though, again, I'm always a day late and a buck short. That's how I do booktube, apparently. But I thought I'd just do it. I'd do my own kind of version of it with the same exact questions, just my take on it. So the same thing again. I don't know why I keep acting like it's different. So I thought I would go through the list of questions, see if I'm any different than anyone else, and I guess we're just extending a little more of the whole year than the full mid-year. Anyway, I'm freaking out. Mid-year freakout tag. Let's do this. First question: best book you've read so far in 2021? I know I did a top 10. I think it's pretty obvious if you saw that. It's going to be A Memory of Light, the last book in the Wheel of Time. Excellent conclusion. Really liked it. Really only one weird kind of out of the blue flaw, I thought. Let me know if you thought the same or different. Let's see, best sequel. I got to go through and look at what sequels I've even read. I think I got to go with Soulsmith. Soulsmith, book 2 in the Cradle series. I will read book 3 sometime this year, and probably sooner rather than later. But Soulsmith, I've been saying all kinds of things about the Cradle series. You don't need to hear me say more. New release you haven't read yet but want to. I guess technically, I'm going to go with Billy Summers, Stephen King's newest. That one's getting a lot of, well, it's actually really mixed right now, so which is funny because that makes me want to read it more because I want to see where am I going to fall. Who knows? Most anticipated release for the second half of the year. I think this is fair. It hasn't come out in the U.S. yet, but The God Is Not Willing, the new Karsa Orlong trilogy by Steven Erikson. I have heard some really good things, and the author even says Karsa Orlong's like not even in it. So this is exciting to see what the heck we're even talking about here. Biggest disappointment this year. Let's see. Biggest disappointment. I read the book Shibumi, which was supposed to be the essentially where John Wick comes from. I can see some of it. I can definitely see where, yeah, the ability to pick up anything and make it a murder weapon. But other than that, there wasn't, I mean, it was all set up and no real punch. And Shibumi by Trevanian, I was just less than impressed. I think I just had too high of expectations, which is exactly why it can be the biggest disappointment. The biggest surprise, I'm gonna have to go with, I have to go with Kings of the Wild. I don't really know what I was expecting going in, but I know, I think I said this before, I just kept going, how does this concept work? What is going on? Why does this work so well? And I was a big fan of that. All right, favorite new author, debut or new to you. So that, I like how that opens it nice and wide. Let's see, that's a hard one. Mikhail Bulgakov in Master and Margarita. That was a new author to me and blew me away. It's a nutty ride and highly recommended. You got to check it out. It's such a weird book and so good. Good old Russian book. Man, is it so crazy. So that's my new author to me. Clearly not an actual new debut author. Newest fictional crush. Man, that's a hard one. Probably because I have too many. That's going to be the problem here. I'll be honest. It's probably Clay Cooper. Slow hand. Seriously, Clay Cooper, slow hand from Kings of the Wild. I mean, he immediately he's one of my favorites ever. I love that guy. And there we go. I'm going to go with. Hey, I realized I wanted to add one more fictional crush in my most recent read, The Sword of Kaigen, is Misaki. She's like dream woman who can also beat anyone else up who is around you. All right, new favorite character. I may have to go with Lyndon from the Cradle series. He's just I like that it takes this cool magic system concept and the whole society is based in this magic system and they do everything with it and their whole hierarchy of existence is based in this magic system, and then Lyndon doesn't have it and he has to figure out ways to kind of function without it, and then finally develops it, and then he so he's already developed this kind of thinking outside of the box mentality. That won me over. That I love that kind of a character, and Lyndon has that in spades. So it's probably Lyndon there. Book that made you cry. Man, these are hard. I don't know if any book. Oh. Well, I forgot that I read this year. You would think I would have. So this is kind of an easy. Sorry, I'm going to be lame, but this is an easy one. I'm going to go with it. And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer by Frederick Bachman. If you haven't read any Bachman books, as opposed to Bachman books from Stephen King, Frederick Bachman, A Man Named Ova is just a classic. I've been trying to read more of his stuff, but man, they get you in the heartstrings, especially this one. And this one's like a 100-pager, really quick and easy, but will make you tear up at least a bit. I can definitely say that. Actually, another one I can throw in there: The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. My first reading of it alone was kind of this meh. Like, okay, I get where you're really trying to get at the heartstrings. Reading it to my kids though, wow! That's talk about the waterworks. They were so into it. They loved it. They just wanted to read it and read it and read it. We read it like 3 times the first time, and I had to literally go, okay, you need to go to bed. Time to go to bed. And then they just kept reading it to each other the next day. So that's actually 2 for that one. 2 for 1. You're welcome. Book that made you happy. I mean, honestly, The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. But I'd say of any book that just I had a grin on my face, I think the whole time listening to it, would be On the Shoulders of Titans. Gosh, yeah. Okay, good. I said it right. By Andrew Rowe. On the Shoulders of Titans is the second book in the Arcane Ascension series, and it's literally like so much fun. It makes me happy the whole time, and it did it again. Sufficiently Advanced Magic did the same thing. So did this one. Very happy. The most beautiful book you've bought or received. I got a nice version of the Barnes & Noble version of A Picture of Dorian Gray. Meaning to read it for ages. I have it on audio. I have it on Kindle. Now I have it in physical book form, and I thought this year, okay, that'll be the way to get me to actually read it. Oscar Wilde's notorious for quotes, and that was why I didn't want to do the audio on it. I was like, I better read this. I better be able to quote exact pages and mark it and everything, which just is harder with audio. You can still do it. You just got to do a lot more research. That's the most beautiful book. And a book do you need to read by the end of the year? My TBR, I just did that, so this will be an easy one too. The book, there's actually a couple. Life, the Universe, and Everything by Douglas Adams. And there's actually a couple. I want to read that by the end of the year. I want to read Grand Conspiracy by Janie Wirtz by the end of the year. It's just not... I know I bit off a lot more than I could chew in that TBR, but I kind of been telling people it's more of a TBR pool than an actual full-blown TBR, and that's where I'm kind of picking from. And more probably for the rest of the year, being honest. I know I stuck a couple months on there, but that was really wrong. So I will say those 2 are the big ones I really want to make sure and read by the end of the year. So thank you. Appreciate it. This is a fun book tag to just throw out there. Do have some fun answering book questions. I think part of me kind of like, I don't know, pushes against, well, this is something everyone's doing, so I can't do it. And then, but I love everyone's videos that I watch doing it. So why would I be so stubborn? Oh, that's because that's just me, apparently. So I'm sorry for being stubborn. Appreciate it. And I love all your videos that you guys show doing the same questions. They're just fun questions. Today, mispronouncing fantasy names. Let's see. What's a good one? Right. Your mispronouncing fantasy name's name is going to be Kitai. I think that's the right way to do it. Kitai. All right, any guesses as to where that's from? Let me know in the comments. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe. Appreciate your time, and thanks for stopping by yet again. We'll see you later. Thank you.